And on this episode of Reap What You Sow, we have this article from Bounded into Comics. Rumor, Disney moving to trim Rachel Zegler's Snow White screen time with new childhood subplot. Disney. It's over. It's over for Snow White. Unless the headline is going to be, Disney recast Rachel Zegler, your movie is going to be a gargantuan flop. Just think about it like this. The movie was pushed about a year into the future now. Now, of course, they could always blame the writer's strike for it, but the real reason why Disney pushed it a year is because they think we all forgot what this woman was saying. And we're not going to forget that easily, because that's the only story when it comes to Snow White. Rachel Zegler's comments about how the prince might not even be in the movie, that they might cut his role or cut it down, and remove all the elements that made the movie great. So you're telling me now that they're considering trimming down the main actress's role in the movie that she's starring in? That's not going to go well. And also, you got to look at it like this, okay? They're going to do a lot of reshoots. I imagine right now they have two decisions to make. It's either, okay, A, we are going to just scrap the movie entirely. Or B, we're going to scrap it and reshoot it and make it shot for shot like the original, and we're going to get rid of all, strong, independent, diverse female character girl bosses and make it just Snow White shot for shot like it should have been. So if they go the second route of it, which I think they're going to do because they can't admit when they are defeated at this point, and Disney's going to have to spend probably close to, about $50 million to reshoot this entire movie? For a movie that's still going to flop in the box office because Disney is dead at this point. Disney is dead and in the gutter. And if you think you're going to possibly salvage Snow White by removing Rachel Zegler's roles a little bit of it, also, I'm pretty sure I don't believe this because I think I remember when Aquaman 2 was coming out, there were a lot of rumors and unconfirmed quotes from the director saying that, no, we're not going to cut Amber Heard's role out. She's central to the movie and we're not going to do that to her. And then a couple weeks later, after the boycott Aquaman 2 hashtags were coming out, they were like, oh yeah, we reduced her role to like 5 minutes. So yeah, no one has to complain about it at all. And then the movie comes out, it's like, oh, you did not reduce her role at all. She's still a main character in the movie. So you lied to everyone and your movie still flopped in the box office and you were turned out to be a liar. The article goes on to say, in light of Zegler's star fading among audiences, thanks to her aforementioned history of trash in every aspect of Disney's original animated take on Snow White, the House of Mouse is presently working to soften the public's perception of the princess's live-action incarnation. It's going to be bad, and the worst part about it is that Disney knows it. Can you imagine being a Disney executive right now or Bob Iger, and every single day all these movies are coming to the box office and on Disney Plus, and they're getting just horrendous reviews and flopping massively, and you're losing hundreds of millions of dollars, and then you have Rachel Zegler, who everything that she's been in the past couple years has flopped in the box office miserably, and you're like, okay, cool, we're going to hang our multi-billion-dollar company with potential spin-offs and sequels on her, and all she's done as soon as she got the role was shit on the character. Can you imagine being Disney right now and living with that reality? You paid this woman millions and millions of dollars and lose hundreds of millions of dollars and potentially, like I said before, billions. If this was a great movie, let's just say they actually found a way to make the movie Snow White great, you bet your ass there'll be a sequel. You bet your ass there'll be a Seven Dwarfs spin-offs, probably a couple of spin-offs if they're really done well. So we're talking about, again, potential billions of dollars to your company. And then all the merchandise you might sell out of it? Ooh, she costs you guys a lot of money. So cutting her role down is not going to make things better. It's not even going to remotely help it because she's still in it. And what's going to happen if she decides to go the Madam Web route? You know how, like, Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney are shitting on Madam Web? And Dakota Johnson's coming out week after week after week with new quotes saying things like, I would never do this again, I didn't sign on for this, there were massive rewrites and reshoots, this was a completely different script than what I signed on for, and Sydney Sweeney cracking jokes on Saturday Night Live. Honestly, I wouldn't hire either one of you after that role. You were both garbage in that role. You both signed on to it. You both knew what you were getting into. And the movie was a flop, and now you're just laughing about it? Can you imagine being that unprofessional and thinking that you're going to get another job in Hollywood again? Why? Because you got a push-up bra? The article goes on to say, however, rather than do so by the way of reshooting the film, with the new actress or having Zegler's attempt to portray a more traditional version of the princess, the former being considered unfeasible due to its cost, and the latter because audiences would rightly find such a heel turn too unbelievable. Absolutely. I don't think they have it in them. They are staring at the barrel of a gun either way, because you have on one hand, okay, if you cancel the movie Snow White, you're going to have to deal with the woke mob about this. You're going to tell me you're going to cancel the Latinx's movie? You're telling me you're going to cave to the MAGA right-wing conservative bigots? You think that's what the Woke Mafia is going to be okay with? They're probably going to be even more pissed. And if you try to appease them, Disney, you know the Woke Mafia is not going to buy your tickets. That's what the funniest part about this is, okay? People keep telling us, oh yeah, you're just bigoted if you don't see the Marvels. Well, you didn't fucking see it. And no one else saw it. So all the people that were championed for women and diversity and equal rights and shit like that, they didn't even go see it. So now Disney has a choice to make. Do you want to cater to the people that are actually going to go to the theaters and spend money on your products, or are you going to spend your time catering to the people who are not going to see it in theaters and champion for it on Twitter and Facebook and other social medias, and all they're going to do is not see the movie? Disney will instead attempt to salvage the live-action Snow White's image with a new story, beat centered on the younger self and brought to life by a completely separate actress. Here's a great idea. Here's a fantastic idea. Scrap the movie and make a prequel then. That might be a better idea than just saying, okay, we're going to just make her role lesser, because as long as Rachel Zegler's in this movie, people aren't going to see it. You do see that, right? If she's in it for 1 second, she's costing you money. Also, I'm really confused on why they won't cancel this movie. I know I said before, okay, you're going to really cancel the Latinx's movie. Yeah, I get that, but why not just cancel it? And just put out a public service announcement saying, hey, well, Rachel Zegler heavily hurt this movie's credibility, and we felt like it wasn't going to make money in the box office, so we decided to cut our losses. And then just deal with the fallout of online banter, and that's it. I mean, realistically, again, cost hundreds of millions of dollars, because you know, with all the reshoots, and especially if they're going to go this route where, hey, we're going to film a prequel within this movie with a younger actress, you're going to spend probably, again, another $50 million doing that. So the budget of this movie is going to be well over $250 million, probably getting close to the Marvel's massive budget, and you're not going to make any of that back anyway. Goes on to say, to this end, as relayed by Walt Disney World Pro, Disney has hired a young actress to play Snow White as a child. Yeah, that could be for 5 seconds, guys. That could literally be a 5-second role, and that's it, though. You could just show her whistling and a couple of birds and a deer comes over, and that's about it. Just because they hired a younger actress to play a young Snow White does not mean that they're going in the route of, hey, we're going to film a prequel within this movie. That's not... It could be the first 10 minutes of the movie, for all you know. Look how many Disney movies have done that, where the first few minutes, it was the character when they were younger. Was Guardians of the Galaxy talking about, oh, yeah, they hired Chris Pratt, and then they hired a younger actor to play Chris Pratt as a child? No, that's just called the beginning of the movie. Snow White's not going to make a single solitary dime in the box office. No one's going to see this movie. Disney knows it. Rachel Zegler knows it. And they only have themselves to blame for it. Why would you hire her? Not just from the aspect of her just being annoying. Her movies don't make money. They're all flops. They do nothing. This woman is now just going to be a side character, and that's it. There is no way that any studio is going to give this woman big money to star in movies that are going to lose massively in the box office. And worst of all, have her crap on them later and also before the movie even comes out. I think if this movie comes out, we're going to see Rachel Zegler pull a Madam Web. She's going to be talking shit the entire time. She's going to be calling people bigots and racists and homophobes and sexists and all this shit out there. And her movie's going to ultimately flop. Disney's going to lose a ton of money. But hey, those are my thoughts. What do you guys think about that?